everybody. Welcome to Learning the Scottish Great Highland Bagpipe with me, J.D. Ingram, pipe major of the Charleston Pipe Band. This week we're going to be learning
Lesson 12, Amazing Grace. Your goal is to be able to play the tune Amazing Grace at a steady tempo with correct use of embellishments. We'll focus on playing the tune correctly. We'll try playing it from memory. Your homework will be to memorize Amazing Grace. Extra resources can be found on Sandy Jones' Beginning the Bagpipe, page 26. All right, we're about to get into Amazing Grace, but before we get into the tune, I want to walk through the pre-tune checklist that I apply to any tune I'm about to learn. Checklist, as you can see here, starts with what is the time signature. Remember, the time signature tells us the number of beats per bar and the type of note that gets the beat, and it's written as a fraction at the beginning. What is the idiom, or the required tempo of the tune? So this might be written as a tempo. It might be just said that this tune is a jig or a march or a slow air. That can give you a feel for how it's supposed to be played. Where are the points in the tune that have crossing noise risks? So look at hand-to-hand transitions, places where we know that there's a big risk of a rolling crossing noise or a false finger crossing noise, and make sure you're prepared for those. What embellishments do I need to watch out for? So this is any embellishments that you're not super comfortable with, or any of the more advanced multi-step embellishments. So definitely things like D-throws or more advanced embellishments. You want to be prepared for those. And then what is the roadmap? Double check if the tune repeats, if it has multiple endings, if it's got multiple repeats or sections where you skip forward or back. Sometimes music can be written very confusingly. Go through this checklist with me in a second. And we will dive into Amazing Grace. Here, check out the sheet music that I will be reading off of. Make sure we're looking at the same or at least a very similar setting. Feel free to screenshot this and print it out.
All right, here we go. Amazing Grace. Now this is probably a tune that you have heard before on the bagpipes. I'm hoping that you're familiar with how the tune goes, so it shouldn't be super unfamiliar to learn. But we're going to talk through it like it's a totally unfamiliar tune. So let's go over our mental checklist. When we're learning tunes, it's good to just prepare ourselves ahead of time. First of all, what's the time signature and what is the idiom or tempo required? So Amazing Grace is a slow air or a hymn, which means it's going to be fairly stately and slow. We're not gonna dance to Amazing Grace or anything like that. And it's in 3/4, so you're going to have 3 beats per bar, and its quarter note gets the beat. Looking at through the tune at crossing noise risks or other difficult spots where there's embellishments that maybe we're not familiar with or ones that we haven't quite mastered yet. So walking through the tune, we've got the first 2 notes are low A to D. One thing that does happen from time to time is people will have drop their pinky before they open up to D, so you get a crossing noise there. Watch out for that. We've got a double shake. Make sure your double shake's good and clean. Then you've got from D you go up to F. That's a crossing noise risk. Going from hand to hand anytime is there's a chance, so be prepared for that. F, E, not too bad. D, back down to D right there is a big crossing noise risk, E to D. And then back to F. And then you've got another F, E, and then a D throw. Make sure we've got nice if you're playing a heavy D throw, or if you're playing the light D throw, good clean D throw. Then B to low A with a shake, not too bad. Then you repeat that same first bar again, so you got that A to D crossing noise, good double shake, D to F, E to D, D to F, crossing noise opportunities. Then we go E, F, high A with a doubling. It's not too risky, but be prepared. Some people will somehow get a low A crossing noise in there when they put their ring finger down, so make sure you don't do that. Another high A, F, A, not too bad. F, E, D, that same little run of 3 notes. There's a risk there. F, E, another D throw, good D throws. B, low A, not too bad. And then the same first phrase again, A to D, crossing noise, double shake, good. D to F, E, E to D, watch out for that. D to F, watch out for that. E, Then you finish with a D throw, good clean D throw, and then a double shake, good clean double shake. So that's the stuff we've got to watch out for. It might be good to highlight the ones that maybe highlight crossing noise opportunities with one color and your embellishments, or circle your embellishments to make sure that you're prepared for them when they show up. The first thing we're going to do is try clapping through the tune, so we make sure we know the rhythm. I'm going to clap through it at 60 beats per minute. So I'm going to get my chord tuner. You can Google metronome and it will pull up a metronome for you if you want to do that. 60 beats a minute's a good one because you can just listen to a clock if you've got a watch that ticks particularly loud. So we'll try through Amazing Grace next.
Here's a relook at the music just to make sure that we are reading together, and we will play it next.
All right, so first we're going to clap through Amazing Grace at 60 beats a minute, then we're going to play through it at a much slower tempo, and then we'll play through it quicker. So first up, 60 beats a minute. It goes. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Double shake, and we're done. So I'm gonna try it down at at 40 beats a minute. Give you time to play along with me and focus on good embellishments and no crossing noises. Here we go. Ready? Play. That's how that goes. Up to speed, you probably want to take this tune at 60 to 70 beats a minute. I'm going to try it at 70. So this would be, once you've really mastered the tune, you can come back to this video, play along at 70. Ready? Play. Something like that. Cool, guys. Take this slow, practice it a couple notes at a time. If you find yourself, if you do a crossing noise, check back at scale navigation lessons. Practice. If you go, if you get that, slow down, look at that one part, go. Make sure you can get that clean multiple times in a row before you move on to the rest of the tune. If you can't get it clean multiple times in a row, use the trick where you practice controlling your crossing noises. Go. Make that crossing noise purposely smaller each time until you can get rid of it. And there's other tricks that you can find in other lessons, but crossing noises are super important because people, no matter what they know about music, will recognize a crossing noise as something that sounds bad. And then good clean embellishments will really add a lot to the tune, so practice getting those controlled and clean with the right number of steps. And 2 steps for your doublings, 3 steps for your D throws, and you'll be playing this in no time, guys. Good job.
Thanks for joining me again this week. Some final thoughts for you. Make sure that when you're reading through Amazing Grace, you are playing slowly and clearly and with a steady tempo. I definitely recommend using your metronome and practicing the spots that are difficult to play extra so that you can play them at the same tempo as the spots that are easy to play. It's certainly an acceptable method to practice through without paying attention to the rhythm so much and focusing on your execution, and then separately practice through putting just G grace notes in where necessary and focusing on the rhythm and making sure you can play the tune correctly rhythmically, and then marrying those 2 approaches together so that you're playing with both good execution and good rhythm. Try memorizing it as soon as you've got the basics under your fingers and see about being able to perform it, because when you're on the Highland pipes, you will not have a place to have your music in front of you. And memorization is key, and it's a good skill to get in the habit of soon. And as always, review your extra material, Sandy Jones Beginning the Bagpipe, page 26, and I will see you guys soon.